How is the role of the IT department changing over time, especially now? So when we're going in and we're doing the Canada Digital Adoption Program, what so it's really advice that I'm looking for from you guys, because this is what I have been proposing and maybe we're doing it wrong. So I just want to get feedback from you because I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. In certain businesses, say there were 10 employee businesses, and then they have dedicated IT support. For those businesses, we're saying think about changing the IT role to a digital adoption role so they could actually monitor the reports on whether people are using the tech or not for smaller businesses. For larger ones, we're saying the managers and the supervisors have to monitor digital adoption, which means are users logging into the system? Are they doing those particular types of changes? So I'm just really curious because you both run IT departments. Have you employed different types of roles? Are you thinking about embedding digital adoption into IT? Are you thinking about like business owners need to take on a bigger role or what have you? So that's really where the question is coming from, because there is a need for a change, but we just don't know where that need is because digital technology is not stopping. You're not going to ever be like, oh, we're done. You're never done. So whoever wants to go first.
Peter, you want to go or do you want me to go?
Sure, I'll take this one. So, how is the role of the IT department changing? I think it's a really good question. I think it leads on from the last discussion that we just had. Technology is changing, the driver of technology, we want to be the business. One of the ways I think of it is that the role of the IT department is like your good, trusted mechanic. But the actual person who's driving the car and who needs to get in that car and drive it every day is the business unit. So if you think of it almost like there's the race car driver and then there's the good trusted mechanic who's keeping that race car and making sure that it's running down the track. So that's what I see. So now when you start looking at it in that respect, basically what you've got is you've got a team that needs to be involved. If you're trying to win that race, you've got a team that you need to engage in that. So without the business being heavily engaged in the project and involved all along, right from the beginning, and championing adoption, you're not going to win that race. You need those trained drivers. So anyways, I don't know if that analogy worked, but I tried it.
I love it. I love it.
I'm going to use it. Hey, so let me build on it. So well done, Peter. So IT is changing, that it's becoming more about information. And although, to Peter's point, it's still responsible for changing those tires and all that stuff, it's more about the information. And what I mean by that is that when somebody from the city comes to you, Peter, and says, I need a vehicle, you're probably going to advise them or ask them questions before you advise them. And therefore, based on what they ask for, it could be a tractor, it could be a police vehicle, it could be just a truck to drive around to fix potholes. It could be a garbage truck, but you don't know this unless you've asked the questions. And that's what IT is becoming. Those really strong IT people are asking all the key questions. Now, to Peter's point, businesses still need to be involved, because if you're not clear on your requirements, you may want a race car, but you'll end up with a garbage truck. So because you'll think, hey, I want more tires. Yeah, garbage trucks has more tires than a race car, but doesn't go faster. So that's the ever changing of IT. It's becoming more about information